Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE NXT on September 16th, 2015. And, this episode of NXT, you had some story building in there. Not too much in the terms of it. You had the continuation of the Dusty Rhodes tag tournament, which I felt was a really good match with Baron Corbin, Rhino, and God, those free agents' names keep messing with my mind. They're really good. I just haven't remembered their names yet. I'm hoping they bring them in so I can remember their names, or if I can take a little bit of extra time, maybe I can learn a little bit more about them. But their tag match was really, really good this week. You also had a continuation of Apollo Crews, just basically showing off everything he can do. Relatively good match with Solomon Crowe this week as well. But they're still really doing nothing with Solomon Crowe. We're still trying to see where they're going with, with actually Apollo Crews as well. So, like I said, we'll see where they go with everything here. Now this will bring me into what I felt the main storyline elements were. One, they announced, and I figured this was the way they were going, that the whole aspect of the Dusty Rhodes tag tournament, the tag tournament and everything, the Memorial Tournament, I know I'm kind of stumbling over everything to try to get it completely right, was that they were going to set up to the semifinals, and the semifinals and the finals would be on the NXT TakeOver show. So you're going to get 3 matches there in that sense. So that's one relatively good way of going about it. It looks like they're not going to be putting the main title on the line throughout the NXT TakeOver special this week, because I believe they're going to have Finn Balor and Samoa Joe still be in the Dusty Rhodes Memorial Tag Tournament for the show itself. So I feel like they're going to set up some kind of storyline between the two of them there at that point in time, which would be a good way of going. You also had this continuation with Tyler Breeze and Bull Dempsey. And I liked how they put Adam Rose in there as well. Adam Rose was coming out, basically debuting his new type of character, which, okay, he was the party guy before, now he's the party pooper. I really wish they'd come up with a better story, a better gimmick for him in some way. But we'll see if he can make this entertaining in some way, shape, or form. I don't think it's going to be, but you never know. Decent stuff with his promo this week, basically talking about how the fans, how do we put this properly? He basically was talking about how the fans basically destroyed his party, and now it's time for him to reign all over theirs and everything in that aspect. So we'll see if he can make this entertaining, see where he goes with it. But obviously the main focus was around Bull Dempsey and Tyler Breeze, with how they were working with the dissension from the tag team match from before. And obviously probably going to lead into some kind of a match between the two of them, whether it be next week or at the TakeOver special, or if they even do multiple matches in general. Maybe they'll have one, because I believe they have one next week, and then they might have one with the TakeOver special itself. The stuff that they did was decent. Probably not their best promos in any way by either Tyler Breeze or by Bull Dempsey. Adam Rose was actually probably the better promo this week, which is kind of weird. Even though I'm not digging the character yet, he was still probably the better promo between the 3 of them. And I liked how he even played up the aspect of what Tyler Breeze had done to him months ago as well in there. So he actually added that snippet in there. So maybe they'll have a sub-storyline with him in there as well somehow or some way. So we'll see where they go with that. And this brings to the actual main event of the show, which was a match with Bayley returning to the NXT arena, first time with the NXT Women's title, and relatively short and quick match, relatively good one too, with the person in there, again, indie wrestler that I'm not familiar with, unfortunately. If somebody is watching, you can correct me on these, because I don't get a lot of time to watch a lot of the independents, unfortunately. So and I'm already bad enough with names as it is as a person, as myself. I'm not very good with memorizing names, so it takes a couple times before I even truly remember it. So if you go ahead and basically put that name out there, who she actually is from the independent circuit, by all means go ahead and do it. I know I'm messing up in that sense, but I don't get a lot of time, unfortunately, to check out a lot of the independent stuff. I only get time to either watch like TNA or NXT or even or just Raw in general. That's pretty much all I really have the time to take in viewing wise, unfortunately. But on to the actual aspect. I felt the match between the two of them, though relatively short, they allowed her to get her offense in. For the independent wrestler, they allowed her to get some offense in there and show a little bit what she can do, and then of course Bayley taking over and eventually winning the match, which brought out Sasha Banks. They had played up Sasha coming into the arena before, like in the SUV that they had for the NXT Takeover special in Brooklyn. But she comes out and interrupts as Bayley's about to, do a little promo in front of the crowd, and basically the two of them cut like this I still don't like you, but I respect you type of promo. Especially from Sasha Banks. You got that from the both of them, and basically them saying it's like, I don't want to just win, I want to decisively win and over and over and over again type area, which was completely perfect setup for William Regal to come out and announce that they would be the main event of NXT TakeOver, and that they would be doing an Iron Man match, or Iron Woman match in this case, for a 30-minute Iron Woman match at the NXT TakeOver special. So that's going to be an interesting one, because they played up the whole aspect of it like, oh, you want to do 2 out of 3 falls, you want to do something like this, and like, no, we're doing the whole Iron Man style match with it in there. So it'll be interesting to see, because they have never done this in any way. WWE's never done this with the women in the terms of giving them a half an hour for a match in any way, shape, or form. Like, they obviously with NXT they give them like a good 15-20 minutes in some of these cases for their big matches and everything like that, and their title matches. So, but you've never seen them go with this level of a gimmick in the terms of a match, where you have 30 minutes, you know what's coming, and go out there and show what you can do. And it's going to be interesting to see how they pull this one off and how well they pull it off. I think those two will probably do a really good job with the match at the NXT TakeOver special, and we'll see where everything goes with it. I like the promo from them this week. I thought they did a relatively good job. So, they did a really good job of setting up the match going into the TakeOver special. So, overall, pretty good. You had a few areas where it was just kind of guys having matches and not doing too much in there. You had the continuation with the Dusty Rhodes Memorial Tag Tournament. For some odd reason, I think it's for the tag team titles, but it's not. Or at least they haven't announced it as anyway like that. And then, of course, the stuff with Tyler Breeze, Bull Dempsey, and a bit of Adam Rose in there as well. And then the stuff with Sasha Banks Sasha Banks and Bayley, and setting up the title match for NXT TakeOver. I feel like they did a really good job on those aspects of everything, and continuing on with them as well. And kind of building something going into the next NXT TakeOver. So overall, pretty good show. Not a great show, but you got some decent storyline tension building in some cases in there, and we'll see where they go with everything going into the next NXT TakeOver. So that is my review for WWE NXT, and I thank you guys for watching.